Aloha Headsets, it's your boy Frank here, and it's time for another daily update. Today is a little different because we're starting off with a Mortal Blitz review. Typically, we'd have an in-depth review, but this game was a little more brief than what I usually play, and it's really not complete, so I don't think it's fair to give them a full review yet. I did enjoy the game, and I hope you stick around for the review, but if you're really just here for the daily update, then skip to this point in time, and you're golden. Now, for those of you that want to hear about this game, first up, visuals. They were nice. It was solid. I liked the game. It was pretty, you know what I mean? The characters look good, the game looked good. I'm running on a pro, so I do have that advantage, but I don't think it had a pro patch. There was a little issue with the aliasing, but hey, when I looked around, I didn't get any stutters or jerks. When I moved my hands, they looked nice, so hey, I'm not complaining. Audio was good too, sounds were nice, guns sounded a little differently, guys grunted, sounded about the same, but what you gonna do with that? But what you really want to hear about is the gameplay, and that is solid. The guns are cool. You can switch from gun to this hand that kind of has like a track to beam that you can suck up like briefcases if for some reason explode, or boxes, or tanks, so you can switch it to a gun so you can dual wield, or you can dual wield tractor beams if you so choose. You also can, when you get the guys kind of close to dead, they turn pink, and you use a tractor beam on them and it pulls them in the air, and then it slows down time and you can like blast them, and I use that time to blast all the other guys around because I'm not that great at cover, and that's pretty cool. I like that mechanic. I haven't seen that in a game on PlayStation VR yet, or really in any games in particular. It's semi-bullet time. You can't really dodge the bullets, so I wouldn't really say that you're dodging any kind of bullets. The cover does work though. It's just you have to have a solid setup. You're gonna need the camera above you to where you can see your feet, and around you on the sides if you're really going to take full advantage of the cover system. I typically found that some spots were better for cover and some spots were not so great. The game is separated into a few episodes as you get to play your chapters, and each of them is about like 10-15 minutes depending on how long it takes for you. You get unlimited retries, and there's no penalty for dying. You start in the same place and you're golden once again. You can play, you're having a good day. They also offer a training mode on top of that that has about 50 levels of really, it's just like these cubes floating around that have these balls, and some of them you gotta shoot a couple times, some of them you shoot once, some of them are friendlies, and you have a certain amount of time to clear them all out. It changes up as you hit the higher levels, but that is where you're gonna find most of your replayability, unless you're just like replaying the story chapters over and over again. The dialogue is not that great. I mean, you're not playing for the story, you're playing for the gameplay. But what am I gonna tell you? It's fun. You know what I mean? It's a shooter, it's an arcade shooter, it works really well. Everything's solid, the tracking is nice. I moved my hands around, had no complaints about that. You're not gonna have any motion sickness because it's not full locomotion. When you're done clearing out all the enemies in a certain spot, a little blue icon will appear, and then you just press the move button and it kind of shoots you over there. So you slightly feel like you're moving, but not really. At least it's not a black screen. So it didn't pull me out, it just kind of like zooms you forward is how it feels in time. So it's pretty cool. The game's $20, so it's a little bit pricey, especially considering we know Dick Wild is coming soon, Farpoint's coming soon, and I'm sure there's gonna be a handful of other shooters coming soon. But if you really need to get your fix for a new shooter, then I would say pick this one up. It's a high quality release. It's not that bad. It's really not a bad game. It's actually a whole lot of fun. I have fun with it. I was dancing with the hands. I turned around and I didn't have any issues whatsoever. So I think you're gonna have a good time with this game. Overall, looks great, sounds good. Gameplay is what you want out of a shooter. Also, you can get different guns. Like you go through, you pick up little like submachine guns, shotguns, everything. I think there's different skins for them too. You can unlock through the training and different like laser sights. There's a handful of stuff to do. There's a handful of hours worth of content. So I think it's nice. I also hint at an episode 2 coming soon. I don't know if we're gonna get charged for it or it's gonna get included, but hey, it's a pretty cool game. Next up, for those of you here for the daily update, we got a lot of new news for Star Trek Bridge Crew. First off, I'm glad and pleased to announce that it is even better than ever. The people over at Upload VR played it last year, they loved it, and they said it's even nicer now. You get to pick one of 4 roles: combat and defense, engineer, captain, and helmsman, and you and your crew of cross-platform players get to jump on a Star Trek bridge and enjoy the missions. There's single player, there's a full campaign, there's cooperative, there's randomized mission, and there's 2 ships. Guys over at Upload said these ships, although the gameplay is similar, you know what I mean, it's all about communication. So you gotta tell the captain, hey, we need to go here. The engineer needs to fix this because the captain sees this. You know, it's all about communicating with people. You don't have to communicate. You can just say, hey, I'm gonna do whatever I want, but you're automatically gonna be failing, and nobody's gonna like a guy that does that. So it's fun. It's looking like it's gonna be a really cool game, and I'm glad to hear even better things about it. Also, in regards to the ship, so they said that the campaign can be only played with the Aegis, the new ship, but in multiplayer randomized, you can pick any ship. And playing on the Aegis was cool. They said there were like big tablets in front of you with all the mission directives and everything felt really futuristic. But when you jump back to the 60s version of the ship, they said it's all buttons. Just buttons everywhere. You just gotta randomly press buttons and just try to hope that you're pressing the right one. I mean, you gotta share a screen with everybody. It's cool, it's cheesy, it's 1960s-y, and that's what I'm really excited about. Like I'm sure the new ship's gonna be fun, but I'm excited to just joke around with the buttons and hang out on the old ship with my buddies in VR. Alright, we also had a new PSVR trailer that came a couple days ago. I forgot to talk about it because honestly with these trailers, you never know what you're looking at. They showed us Gollum like a year and a half or so ago. We have no idea when that one's gonna come out. They haven't even hinted a release date, so I don't put a whole lot of faith in these trailers. There are a handful of games we already have and know that are coming, but they did hint and show a little tease to other experiences, and you can see it behind me, and you can check out the full trailer. I'll link it in the description if I remember to put it there. Otherwise, just Google it or look it up. You guys know I'm not here to just show you content all over again. If you really want the full content, go check it out. Finally, I was stumbling on the internet just looking for stuff as I always do, and I took a break from Reddit for a minute, and I found this cool thing on Kickstarter. It's called HapBeat. So what it looks like is kind of a speaker that you wear on your body, and you can plug it into anything. So when you play in the game is where I'm thinking, and they advertise it, is that you can basically get kind of a more simple version of like a haptic feedback vest that's portable. So it's basically just a little vibrator that you put on your body that you can plug into any kind of audio source, and it's gonna read that. And it's got 10,000 of $140,000 and 21 days left, so I don't really know too much about Kickstarter or how they're gonna do, but it's a cool item, and I like the idea of it because the idea of a haptic vest is extremely cool to me, and I really want to try one of those out. I didn't get to try out Hard Light when I was at PAX because I think that's what's going to bring it to the next level. Versus, I mean, all the tracking's great, don't get me wrong. One-to-one tracking is cool, but really feeling that being there is what's going to make it for us. Now, on to everybody's favorite segment, Ask Frank. That end guy asked, Frank, how do you walk in this game? He's talking about Farpoint, you guys, and I can understand. There's a little controller on the gun, like a joystick, and that's how you move around. You look with your head and you move with the gun, like you just move around with the gun, and that's how you get your view. And then you just walk with the little joystick and you're golden. Around the joystick are all your typical buttons that will be on a PlayStation controller. So if you gotta press your X button, for instance, you would just lean your thumb back a little bit on the joystick and it's gonna click the X button. It's nice, it's pretty cool. Also, like the L2 and R2 are hidden on the barrel of the gun on the side. I know what this looks like, you guys. But hey, it's a whole lot of fun and it's a cool controller, and I'm extremely excited to see what other people are using it. We've already heard that Dick Wilde is probably gonna have it, which means there's gonna be a handful of other games. I told you people, the controller is gonna really sell it for us. Next up, Edward Godin asked, Frank, is Windlands good enough for a Let's Play? Edward, I love Windlands, one of my favorite games to be honest, but I probably won't do another Let's Play until they update to add move support. Then it's gonna be the next level game that I've been waiting for forever. Now, before I leave you, I have one little thing to talk about. As you noticed today, we did not have any Vive, Rift, or other VR news. I hear your feedback. Most of you are not interested, and the ones of you that are still want me to focus mainly on PlayStation VR. I hear you loud and clear, and I have no problem with that. I have always been a console gamer and will always be a console gamer. Don't worry. PlayStation VR is my heart and love and heart and soul. I know I said heart twice. Don't even worry about it. I borrowed an Oculus Rift for a week, and I highly doubt I'm ever gonna get one. I'm gonna do a nice video for you guys to compare the two and show you that the PlayStation VR is a solid and amazing investment. So I'm not gonna go into too much detail here, but don't you worry, you guys are not losing me whatsoever. I am here to stay. And as always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up. But more importantly, if you want to stay up to date on everything PlayStation VR and you don't mind this ugly mug, friggin' subscribe. I mean, come on.